would you, as a senator, support a new independent investigation into 9/11?
For what purpose?
To clear up a lot of the questions that weren't covered in the 9/11 Commission?
Well, I'm not aware of any unanswered questions. I do know that there are people out there who believe that 9/11 was somehow planned by the U.S. government. And I think our government is incompetent, but I don't think they're evil. And I don't think there's any way that they could have pulled that off. And even if they were that evil, it's just too big a conspiracy to keep quiet. I certainly believe that the government took advantage of 9/11. They passed a Patriot Act that they never could have passed, which is really not a Patriot Act. It's an unpatriotic act. It's a way for the government to get more power for the IRS, which is really what they did. It's not about terrorists. It's about ordinary Americans and the government making it easier. As a result of the Patriot Act, right? Any of you who opens up a brokerage account with me, and I'll give you fair warning, I'm an IRS informant. They don't pay me, but whatever you do, I run all your transactions through expensive computer programs, and I'm looking at everything you do. Every buy and sell, I'm looking at your account for any kind of suspicious activity, any kind of red flags. And if I find any, I give the information right to the government so they can give it to the IRS. That's what happens. And if I don't do that, I get fined, I can be thrown out of the industry. So this is what the Patriot Act did. The Patriot Act destroyed all financial privacy in the United States. Now, could the government have gotten that bill through had it not been for 9/11? Absolutely not. But does that mean they planned it? Of course not. But they certainly took advantage of the tragedy. That they'll do. But deliberately murder thousands of innocent Americans? Of course not. They're not that evil. They're not, diabolical, heartless killers. But they are opportunists. They are politicians. And I think what happens is a lot of people jump to the conclusions. They're looking to make a conspiracy. A lot of people think that when they talk, I talk a lot about the destruction of the U.S. economy and the Federal Reserve, and a lot of people think that it's a plan, that the government has orchestrated it. They're not that smart. They couldn't orchestrate it. This is the result of sheer incompetence and their own desire to get reelected. They do things that are good for them. But when we start talking about these conspiracies, and we lose credibility. And so we have real good theories, but we can't be led down those roads to think that everything is a result of conspiracy. There are people that think I'm a double agent in this conspiracy because I'm Jewish. They figure out, I must be in league with the bankers. It's a Jewish conspiracy. So I don't believe in any of the conspiracies. I don't think Elvis is alive. I don't think there's aliens. I don't think the federal government is hiding aliens in some silo in New Mexico.